Hello, in this tutorial, I'll show you how to get started with BigQuery data in Google Sheets. Now, here's a step-by-step guide on how to get started with BigQuery data in Google Sheets. First off, what is BigQuery? BigQuery is Google's fully managed serverless multi-cloud data warehouse designed for running super fast SQL queries on large data sets. You can integrate BigQuery data directly into Google Sheets, making it easier to analyze and visualize your large data sets without leaving the Sheets interface. Here are some requirements before you begin. First, you need to ensure that you are using a Google Workspace account. Okay, then as the BigQuery integration may not be available for personal Google accounts. I do not have a Google Workspace account, so you have to ensure that you're using that. Then you should have access to a Google Cloud project with BigQuery enabled and permissions to query the data set. Then you need to open a new or existing Google Sheet. Then connect BigQuery to Google Sheet. Now, of course, I do not meet some of the requirements, but ensure that you have met those requirements. Ensure you have a Google Workspace account, have access to a BigQuery project, and have Google Sheets. So to import and analyze BigQuery data in Google Sheets, these are the steps that you need to take. To open your Google Sheet document in which you want to import you need to import BigQuery data. And in the Google Sheet, go to the top menu and click on Extensions. So from the drop-down, select Data Connector. For BigQuery, if you have that there, show in this extensions. So just head right to add-on and get add-ons. Let's see if we're going to find that there. Data connector for BigQuery. Okay, so you have all of this. So you have all of this, and these are different. These are different options. These are different, there's different software for BigQuery, but then the specific data connector for BigQuery is pretty much not available here. And now I'm going to show you why that will not be available here. Okay, so if you head over to extensions and you don't find data connector for BigQuery, it means you need to enable it in your Google Workspace administrator. So if you don't see that option, it might need to be enabled by your Google Workspace administrator. All right, so that's not you. So that's why you need to have a Google Workspace account so that that can be activated. But then once you click on data connector for BigQuery, if you find it after enabling it in Google Workspace administrator, a panel will open on the right side of your Google Sheets. Then all you need to do is to click on Start New Query. Then choose the BigQuery project that contains the data you want to access. Now, if your Google Workspace account has multiple projects, you'll be prompted to select the appropriate project. If this is the first time you're connecting to BigQuery, Google Sheets may ask for permissions to access your BigQuery data, so grant the necessary permissions. Now, after selecting the project, choose the data set and the table from BigQuery that you want to query. You'll see a list of all the data sets and tables you have access to within that project. Now, you can either write a SQL query, or you can use a simple query wizard if available to select specific columns and filters. If you're comfortable with SQL, you can write a custom query to fetch the exact data you need. And if you prefer a simpler approach, you can use Google Sheets built-in tools to select tables and columns visually. Once your query is ready, click on Run. Google Sheets will retrieve the data from BigQuery and display it directly in the sheet. Depending on the size of your data set, it may take a few seconds to minutes to load. Once the data is imported, you can use all the familiar features of Google Sheets to analyze the data. You can use functions that applying Google Sheets formulas and functions to perform quick calculations to analyze the imported BigQuery data. You can also use the insert, head over to chart, and which is in your Google Sheet to create various visualizations like pie chart, line chart, bar chart, etc. based on the BigQuery data. To summarize and analyze your BigQuery data further, you can create a pivot table. So click on data in the menu bar and click on pivot table and select the range containing your BigQuery data and use pivot table to group, filter, and aggregate your data for in-depth analysis. So that's pretty much it. So you can actually, of course, schedule automatic updates of BigQuery data if you want to, and you can share BigQuery data in Google Sheets if you want to. BigQuery integration in Google Sheets allows you to access large data sets directly from your spreadsheet. You can run SQL queries in Google Sheets to pull specific data from BigQuery. And once data is imported, you can analyze it using familiar Google Sheet tools such as functions, charts, and pivot tables. So you can schedule automatic data refreshes from BigQuery to keep your analysis up to date. This integration is powerful for users looking to work with large data sets without leaving Google Sheets, enabling smooth collaboration and advanced data analysis. So you can go over this tutorial from top to bottom to get acquainted with the steps, and once you're done, you will be good to go. I hope this tutorial marvelously helped your search.